the sales side of what myself and Jasmine do. And so I'm gonna run through a standard sales packet, and then is the last one our weekly meeting packet?
Yes, for
Okay.
Andy's.
So that way you guys can kind of see what we're pitching to the client. So you're taking care of the client and finishing out the job, but how did we get to getting that client, basically? If it wasn't a low bid job that Heather's doing, if it was where we're meeting the client. I wanted to just run through the sales packet so you guys can see all the promises that we're making. So I go through the table of contents, letter of interest. And this letter of interest we go through here, and we talk about our experience, and in here we talk about how jobs don't get done at the last month, they get done through daily progress. Hence, the whole thing about daily notes, and that's when I go into that we require our superintendents to send in daily notes every day. So this is where I say, don't make a liar out of me. Please send in your daily notes and email your daily notes every day, because I'm promising the client that we're supposed to be doing daily notes. And so that's why I'm harping on this, is when they start asking, hey, they'll call me. And then another part of daily notes, it keeps your team, one of our core values, it keeps your team informed of what's happening on your job site. It keeps leadership involved, so when one of the clients calls us, we know what's going on that job site. I've literally had clients say, hey, will you email me those daily notes from today? And if there's no daily notes, it doesn't look good on our part. So we go through here in our approach, our pre-construction management, project management, assistant project managers, and our field supervision. So we talk about each phase of construction and the correlation of each of us in that process, our team. And then we talk about our communication to subs and suppliers and municipalities, which is our unique, and why we're going to be a better candidate. We'll always do a project team, so we'll, depending on who's available at that time, we'll create a project team and talk to the clients about that. And then we have one-pagers of all the projects that apply to this specific, so for this one, we picked certain projects that we felt met their criteria. So we'll go through Ardmore, Depot, the ground up at Amy's, Frozen Custard, Chick-fil-A. I'll talk about the timeline, the strict 60 days deadline there. Norman Regional, more public schools. We talk about this one because it was a CM, and it was a unique project. And we were able to save the client $3 million. So this is a big one that we can harp on. Chase Bank, which was deadlines and just coming into downtown. It's such an iconic part of downtown now. Federal Reserve Bank, we talked a lot about this one because it was 20,000 square feet. We finished it in 60 days, opened it on time. Carlisle, this was design build. So I talked to them about how we team up with architects, and we're able to literally just bring an idea. So this client called us and said, our warehouse, our office area has not been touched since the 1960s. And they didn't know where to start. So we brought the architect in, we helped them really go from concept all the way to completion. Cisco Foods was another one we did with Guernsey again. So I go through there and talk about jobs that we're design build on, jobs that we're a construction manager on, jobs that we're just a general contractor on. So Dunlop Cotting is one that I show we were design build. We teamed up with an architect. Hi, Rob. Chickasaw, this is a good one to show that we've done tribal work, where we actually work with their in-house architect. So it just shows our resources and our ability to help them on the front end to get a project off the ground and started. The retail store, we talked about how we did this in 11 weeks. And then we harp on what we can do for you again. So we can do the design, build, delivery method. We're able to work with the city on code requirements and get through all those frustrations and heartaches that the city gives us. We're trying to get that permit. We're trying to get through a frame inspection or get a certificate of occupancy. Value engineering. This is really beneficial in the design build CM stage as well as in the estimating stage. We'll work with the client if it's a design build or a CM and the architect specifies gold leaf ceilings or just something extravagant. We'll come back and give them value engineering ideas. And this value engineering can also happen in the field with change orders and things that come up. The architect may give one idea, and between PMs and superintendents, you guys might have a different method of installation or different product that can be used to help save the client money. construction management negotiated bid. This is what we did for more public schools, more admin building. And then our ocean safety. So it's really important that you'll see this in our packet. I touch on the fact that we do safety meetings every week and that we have a safety officer and how important it is to keep our safety record clean because we have a perfect record on that. So we go through our list of our clients, and then we have testimonials, and then we actually have letters from past clients that we added there. So I wanted you guys to see what we're showing our clients and be proud of Deemah Mtg Construction. I mean, it's one of these packets it's really cool, and after we get through it, the client is very wowed by it. Is it a different PDF?
Yes, if you just, there you go.
Nice, thank you. So then I go through here and I open up a weekly meeting packet. And I'll walk through this with them. So we'll go through meeting minutes. And the important part about this is I talk to them about how we have due dates and how we assign this to people. That each line item is assigned to somebody. So this is where it's really important. Your meeting minutes got to be good every single time because I pick up random weekly meeting packets to take to clients. And so if something's not filled out and I'm talking about it, they're like, oh, why doesn't this have a due date? So you just want to make sure everything looks top notch. So we'll go through the pictures. I talked to him about how we have the weekend reviews where it allows the architect, the client, and and us as the GC to bring out any issues and things that we need to do. Or I guess here we go through the review, I'm sorry. Sign-in sheets. Again, I emphasize OSHA because it's at the top of all the sign-in sheets and how they can see the progress of our job sites. So if they feel like there's work's not happening, you see the people that showed up that day, that we're accountable to them and we understand the importance of getting their job done through daily accomplishments, not finishing up the job the last 4 weeks. Because that's what our industry is known for. We are known as the construction industry that projects are always late and they're always a disaster and da-da-da-da, and I tell them, that's our unique. We are not your typical GC. We do our safety, we do our sign-in sheets every day, we keep them accountable, and I love seeing this time in and time out, so they know exactly what's going on. We want them to know that we're an open book. We're good, this shows them that we're being a good fiduciary of their money. So I should always have 2 safety toolbox talks in here, which is great. Discussion points, so this is where I emphasize the client gets to have a say if they have anything to talk about, the architect or us. It's a neutral ground for everyone to voice issues and discuss and solve. Material logs, they love this. This is great. The restaurants were right now, because of Chick-fil-A and Andy's, and they see these packets, we're getting a lot more restaurants coming through because restaurants are the largest offender when it comes to having jobs not done on time, and it costs them money, big money. Any of these people, it costs them big money, but especially retail, because they have to put a lot of money in the beginning and they don't see the return on their investment for at least a year later. So them not opening up and they spend $1 million advertising that we're going to open up on December 25th and they're not open on December 25th, that's big dollars lost. And so when they see this from us, it's a home run at this point. RFI log and submittal log is very important to them. They love seeing those. Change order logs, I let them know all change orders approved or disapproved are on here. So we're up front again, we're open book, and they love that because they'll tell me, well, my last GC gave me a change order for $500,000 after the job was done. And I said, nope, you're going to see your change orders every 2 weeks. If we approve it or you deny it, and you have to sign it before we even move on to work. And they think it's unheard of. Again, we are setting the bar for the industry, and I love it, and it makes me very proud to be able to go through these with the clients. Weather report, and then our schedule. So,
Do we have time?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to chime in on anything?
Sure. I guess I can go over there. I'm just going to touch on a couple of points for the sales packets. Deemah covered mostly everything, but kind of want to give you my perspective on it too. So really, one of the purposes of this presentation was to give you an idea of what the client sees. what their expectation is when they first see DBG, and we begin to give them a little more detail about our services and our company as a whole. So the first impression for the client is that the document is aesthetic, it's detailed, and it definitely generates an expectation of quality and teamwork. And what that really does for us internally is it generates a cycle of accountability. It challenges me to delve into the accomplishments and the successes and even the challenges that DBG's had in the past with past projects. And then with you as individuals, your professional experience and the challenges and successes that you run into in the construction industry. I know Lon has been very generous with his time. I've interviewed him a couple of times on his lunch just to get a better idea of the projects that he's worked on. So yeah, it paints a picture of competence and cohesion for the client, and that's really, really important because we want to make you aware of the standard that we're not only setting with the clients, but the standard that we're setting for ourselves in the commercial construction industry as well. So that's about it.